see there a report on Twitter this morning about the UCD professor Dolores Cahill resigning as chair of the Irish Freedom Party. She's no longer a member of the group. Dolores Cahill obviously is somebody that is held up as being an academic and a doctor and so on, but she's not a medical doctor. She's a professor in UCD, all right. Her departure from the fringe far-right party comes in the wake of renewed focus on her stance on the pandemic, and in particular her remarks at a protest event last week. She was at an anti-mask, anti-lockdown protest last week. It was in Herbert Park. It was painted as a mental health gathering or support group or something of that nature. But some of the remarks at the event were quite remarkable. Speaking to the Journal this evening, Leahy said Cahill had commitments to other organisations and was parting ways with the party to concentrate on those commitments. She is a faculty member of the UCD School of Medicine. She hasn't been available for contact, but she has been in the limelight in recent days after the UCD Student Union called on college authorities to investigate whether her activities and comments at an anti-lockdown event in Dublin on St. Patrick's Day amount to gross misconduct. This was billed as a family and mental health day. Up to 500 anti-lockdown protesters attended the Herbert Park event, and they were addressed by Cahill, who told the crowd some remarkable stuff. Our beautiful treasured elderly in the care homes, they're not prisoners. She told attendees to invite elderly people for Sunday dinner and then write to the Minister for Health and Prime Minister of Ireland and say, I want my granny to join me next Sunday. I'm not sure why she's talking about the Prime Minister of Ireland, because I thought a lot of these people, these individuals who were opposing the lockdown and opposing masks wearing and opposing vaccines and so on, I thought a lot of them were flag waving nationalists and so forth, but she doesn't recognise apparently the Taoiseach. She's talking about the Prime Minister of Ireland, but we don't have a Prime Minister, we have a Taoiseach. She also accused Gardaí of, quote, criminal and unlawful behaviour by enforcing COVID-19 restrictions, and said that if everybody just stopped wearing masks, this would be over. For somebody in UCD in a responsible position who is a member of the Faculty of Medicine or whatever faculty she's a member of, a qualified, educated person, to be accusing the Gardaí at a public event of stroke or of, quote, criminal and unlawful behaviour by enforcing COVID-19 restrictions is absolutely mind-boggling, because these restrictions were brought in by the Oireachtas and they are the law of the land whether you like them or not. But to be accusing the Gardaí of criminal and unlawful behaviour is remarkable. She also incorrectly claimed, mind, that asymptomatic people do not exist. That is an absolutely remarkable claim when the medical science, basic medical science, recognises that there are many asymptomatic people. She said that if children are required to wear masks, they will, quote, they will never reach their IQ potential because their brains are starved of oxygen. This is flat earth stuff, quite frankly. This is stuff which denies the circular nature of the globe. This is tinfoil hat wearing stuff, claims. She has established herself as a staunch opponent of COVID-related public health restrictions since the start of the pandemic. A number of her claims have been debunked by media outlets, including the Journal, and social media companies have taken down videos featuring her opinions on the pandemic. In the wake of the statement from the Student Union group on Friday, it also emerged that Gardaí had launched an investigation into a party at a County Kildare castle owned by the professor, held on the eve of St. Patrick's Day. Asked whether recent criticism of Cahill's comments on the pandemic had been considered by the party's leadership in advance of this evening's announcement, Leahy said they had been discussed and that her recent comments had raised some eyebrows. So even within the Irish Freedom Party, the chairman there is confirming that her comments have raised some eyebrows. That takes a bit of doing. Anyway, she has resigned there at the moment from the Irish Freedom Party as chair, and that is UCD Professor Dolores Cahill. And I think, given the amount of controversy, given the amount of statements that she has made, which have no basis whatsoever in law or in medicine, no basis in evidence, no basis in data, no basis in science, I can see this running and running, and I can see more pressure coming on Professor Cahill, and indeed coming perhaps on UCD, her employer, because UCD Student Union and UCD students are obviously concerned about her stance and her position of responsibility in UCD. Anyway, hope you find this video useful. I'd appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up down below. Thanks for watching.